can be mad. But when was the last time claiming you were more from beating your motherfucking ass?
Listen, you know, plenty of weed right there, playing over right in the backseat of the car. But what that guy do is the driver. I'm trying to, why y'all pull up? Your contact is expired. I know you're feeling me. Yeah, I'm feeling you too. So we're both five right now. Yeah. All right? I'm trying to feel like y'all not even like. So what don't you like? What don't you like right now? I'm trying to figure out why y'all pulled me over though. I just told you, Tent. Right now your 10 tank expired. Yeah. All right, your tint is too dark, and then there's marijuana in the backseat of the car. What else do you want me to tell you? You know what I'm saying? All right. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? We good? Yeah. All right. You good? You good? No, we started here, now we're here. All right. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Where you guys headed to? I'm about to go back to Jersey. You got your license number? I'm a Moorish American. What happened? I'm Moorish American. I'm indigenous and Moorish.
I'll wait.
What is that? I'm indigenous American. I'm not a U.S. citizen. You're not a U.S. citizen? I'm an American national. Where you from? What country are you? I'm from here. I'm an indigenous American. Like indigenous. Simon citizen? Yeah. Oh, okay. This is my people right here. My people work in the back. I got a consulate number. That's fine. Birthday is 9/2/86. Your born day? 9/2/86. All right. What do you do for a living? I'm a rapper. Are you? Yeah. Battle rapper. Are you on like what's your name go by? Brazil. How you spell it? R-A-B-I-L like the country. Okay. Brazil, and you put Brazil Battle Rap. Yeah. Brazil. I'll check you out. Any good? I never lost yet, but I don't battle rap no more. No?
I'll wait. Oh, I'm still waiting.
Now you trying to make this a career?
Now I'm just going into music. Probably looking for younger artists and things like that.
How's your license or your
license?
Or your identification? How is it? Is it good?
I was get like read the back.
No, I'm not giving any kind of open warrants, any unpaid tickets.
I didn't have this one, but then Kyle Street. Hell, that's my whole name right there. So I don't have any warrants. I don't have any records.
Never been arrested?
Not under your jurisdiction. I cannot be arrested nor detained. My paperwork is right there in the back. That's as far as it goes. I just gave you my identification, who I am. You can run the name. I cannot be detained or detected. This is probate law. Supreme Court judge is not going to touch me. He's going to let me go.
So let me ask you. So, just hypothetically speaking, if there's a gun on the car, all right? I'm just saying. I know, but I'm just saying if there is, are you saying you can't go to jail for that?
There's not a gun in the car.
No, but I know that. But I'm saying, hypothetically speaking, let's play this game. You know, but I'm not familiar on side of citizens.
I've never done that before.
Okay.
I never done that before. I didn't have a gun in the car.
Okay, all right. Simon,
so my paperwork is right there. Like, so if y'all don't understand exactly what it is, the lieutenant pull up, use that paperwork. That's what y'all want to do. It's right there in the back. Right there.
You stop to the big well? Stop, no? Okay. All right, man, listen.
Overload me, that's it, bro. No guns, no knives, no nothing, bro.
All right. All right, you sit back in the car. Where's that seat in the car?
And you can be mad. You can be mad.
I don't think it's because of some document he had. Why? These people know what's up already. They know that we're not Negro, black, colored, that we're Moors. Everybody knows except our people.
Peace.
The button, you're on here. What's good?
You can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
How is nationality conferred, brother? Let's talk law. I don't really want to get into the argument of dogma or how someone believes. I'm past that. The question that I'm presenting that we all need to answer as a nation and as individuals, we shouldn't be living as individuals. We're supposed to be recognizing each other as family. But for those who don't want to respect nationality, meaning it's a collective thing, we have Moors practicing as individuals, which is not, that's not what nationality is. We one national family. But for those,
No more practices as an individual. That's an impossibility. If they have a nationality card that says their nationality,
right, I agree. So what I'm
that's not
saying is
individual.
we have things that we agree upon. I'm cool on the things we don't agree upon, but let's start with what we agree upon. So I just said the same thing, that nationality in this, it's all about collectiveness. It's not about individualism. That's, nationality is a direct opposite of individualism. Like, you not a Japanese person, not Japanese by themselves. No one is whatever they are by themselves. That's the whole point of the prophet teaching us, that we're supposed to be one national family. When I see an L or a Bay, I'm not supposed to ask him or care to want to know what temple he from, versus respecting that he is my family member. Okay, so this is why the prophet another based on belief. We're not supposed to judge each other based on belief. So
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Because we're not judging Cannon Bay. We're not judging him. We're
okay, I'm
challenging
not
him
even
on his
talking.
position.
Listen, I wasn't even
Hold on,
talking
hold on, hold
about.
on. Because,
I wasn't talking about Cannon Bay,
no,
brother. I'm talking. I was talking
no, no,
generally, like no matter who the person name
hold on.
is. So let's
No,
not make this about
yeah,
Cannon Bay.
it does matter. Yeah, it does matter, because if Cannon Bay is going to file a lawsuit, and then the lawsuit is going to be he's filing for civil rights, he's not part of the nation. He should be filing for civil liberties. So if he's claiming that he's the president of the Moors, but he's going to go file a suit under civil rights, then he's not in harmony with the Moors. He's not working with us. He's working with the oppressor to keep us under 14th Amendment and 15th Amendment that Noble
That's
Dwali
wrong.
said that we're not
So
supposed to do.
now, since because you're speaking on specifics, I'm going to represent USAR.
Law
So
is specific.
so
Law
so
is
that's a
specific.
misconception, brother, when you say that he's fighting for civil rights. So I can give
How's that a
you,
misconception?
because let me break it down, because I'm in USAR. I've been serving over here. I know the in and outs of the topic that you're talking about. So number one, the rights that President Cannon Bay, and not only, it's not about President Cannon Bay, the rights that USAR as a nation state is fighting for is our rights that God has given us, that is secured by our free national constitution. Now
But
understand,
that's not civil rights, though. But that's
no,
not
it's
civil
no,
rights.
the
So why
term,
you
see,
saying
time out, time out. You take words and
that's
you
not civil
run with
rights?
them without understanding. So for example, when we
What you
talk
mean?
about,
You could look that up. Civil
bro,
rights
okay,
versus
that's
civil
cool. We're
liberties.
not fighting for civil
There's
rights, brother. We're fighting for
yes,
what you
you
call
are, bro. Yes,
it's
you are.
political rights.
Yes,
So
you
time
are.
out, time
Because
out, time out. Let
no,
me be
because there's the
clear.
lawsuit right
Because
there.
you,
There's the
bro.
lawsuit. There's the lawsuit right there. Christopher Cannon Bay,
Okay.
nature of suit, civil rights.
Okay,
What you
that's
mean?
what. So number one, y'all allow
What you
these
mean?
people, bro. That's how they're gonna
It's not
describe
allowing
it
them,
on their website, brother.
bro.
Understand,
Civil
if you
rights are
ain't,
civil rights. What are you talking
listen,
about?
brother, listen, bro. They not gonna describe them as political rights. So understand, listen what I'm saying, bro.
There's no
You're
such thing
going
as
on their
political rights.
system, their
There's no such thing.
website.
There's
So
no such thing as political rights.
you're
There's
telling
no
me that
such
you.
thing as political rights. That doesn't
So
exist.
have
There's
you?
no such
Okay, I
thing
have a
as political
question. I
rights.
have a question. I have a question. Then you, since you just said what you said, there's no such thing as political rights. Have you read? Have you read the International Covenant on Political and Civil Rights? Have you read that? Yes or no? Simple question.
Who created that? Who created
Oh
that?
my God, bro. So are
Who
you one?
created
So I
that?
got another question, because I asked questions, bro.
Who
So
cre-
are you who says things like this? Like, I have a question. I have a question. So are you the type of brother that says, oh, the European taught everything and they are the controllers of information, so therefore we can't trust shit that the European or any information that we can find in any type of books, whether it's a law book, whether it's whatever. So are you the type, because I talked to a brother yesterday, his name is Ross Simba, he's on Facebook and we build all the time. He's the type of brother who he would say, oh, the Europeans taught us that we can't use none of this, we can't. And it's like, damn, okay, 1 minute we say that the Europeans got taught by the Moors, right? They don't know shit, they a brand new species on this planet, they the youngest people or mutants on this planet, right? But then we'll say, oh, you know, we taught them everything they know, but then we turn around and say, oh, you know, they control all the information and they have all the knowledge. So which one is it, brother? Are we saying that we're hopeless because we are post-slavery and the Europeans run the world? Like,
you're bringing up stuff that has nothing to do with what.
So my question, the reason why I asked that question is because I asked you, have you read, let's go back to my original question. Have you read the International Covenant on Political and Civil Rights, brother?
Hold on. The reason why I asked you who made
the name, to be honest.
The reason why I asked you who created that document you're asking me if I read is because when I showed you this document from some Europeans who said Christopher Cannon Bay filed a suit and the nature of his suit is civil rights.
So you trust the city of Chicago, brother? You
hold on a second, yo. Shut the hell up for a second. So your response when I brought this up is, why am I listening to Europeans? You can't trust the Europeans. So
no, that's not my response to that. That wasn't my response.
What do you mean? That's what you said.
No,
what do you mean
that
wasn't your response? When I brought this up, you said, why am I listening to these Europeans? The Europeans are going to say whatever they want on their website. That's what you just said. That's what you just said. Now you're backtracking to say you didn't say that? Of course that's what you said. We know what you said. We heard you. We heard you. We know what you said. We want to know how come your president is filing civil rights lawsuits if he's a Moor. If he's a Moor, why is he filing civil rights lawsuits? That's the question. But you don't want to answer that. You want to talk about some other document that some Europeans made up or the whoever of the world made up, and then we gotta read that document to know what law is. No, we don't. We have a prophet who taught us what law is. We don't need no president. We don't need no international community people to do whatever. All we need to do is listen to what Noble Drew Ali said. That's what we need to do. But if you people don't honor Noble Drew Ali, of course you're not gonna listen to him. Of course you're gonna make up stuff and wanna listen to all this other stuff and listen to nothing that Noble Drew Ali has presented. How is nationality conferred was your first question. How is nationality conferred? That was the first thing you asked. Noble Drew Ali said, we're descendants of Moroccans born in America. That's how we got our nationality. Ain't nobody giving you no nationality. Ain't no government giving you nationality. Governments don't even have jurisdiction over nationality to give it.
Okay, so are you okay, so you say that governments, okay, let's be clear, under the international law, we have something called the International Covenant on Political and Civil Rights. So the reason why you're trying to ask a question based on what you're looking at, you're saying, why did President Cannon Bay, and that's not even a lawsuit against, or that's not even a case dealing with USAR, that's a case dealing with capacity. So let's be clear on that. Number two, you're saying that why is he fighting for civil rights? But let me answer the question, brother. Let me answer the question, brother. So I mentioned the International Covenant on Political and Civil Rights, so people can hear me say that, who's listening, the 24 people who are listening, they should pull that up. The
No,
international
I'm asking you,
covenant.
why are they pulling that
I'm
up
finna
for?
answer the
Why are they pulling
question,
that up
brother.
for?
What is your problem? I'm answering the question.
Because you keep
That,
talking
let me
shit.
answer the
That's the
question.
problem.
So the International Covenant on Political and Civil Rights will show you that the term civil rights, if you are coming from a U.S. or a domestic understanding, then I agree with you that yes, Moors are not fighting or shouldn't be fighting for civil rights in the sense of being or wanting the rights that the U.S. or whatever government that, because I know you're in Canada, the civil rights that we're
No,
talking
I'm not in
about.
Canada.
Let me
No,
finish,
we're not in
brother.
Canada. Don't
The
even try that
civil,
BS.
the
Don't even try
civil
that BS.
rights,
We're
the
not in
civil
Canada.
rights that United States of
We're
America
not in Canada.
Republic.
Correct yourself. Correct yourself. We're not in Canada. Stop
Okay,
the
whatever,
BS.
bro.
Because we've
I
been
don't
around
play them
before.
word
We've
games.
been around.
Okay,
We've
I
been
get it.
around.
You're in a
We've been
different
around
part of
before
North,
USAR. We've been
brother.
around before USAR was even founded.
Great, that's
We've been
cool.
around before USAR been even
Okay, but
founded.
you
We've been
ain't did
around.
shit in 10
Great
years,
Seal has
brother.
been
You ain't
around.
did shit in 10 years. You got
Great,
24 people watching
Great
you, bro.
Seal.
You can't fuck with
Great
nobody.
Seal.
Like you ain't did shit.
Great Seal.
You
Listen
can't
to
you
you.
can't
Listen to
even
you.
catch a
Listen to
flight.
you.
You have no resources. You
Listen
ask
to
people
you.
for money, bro.
How do
So
I
come
have
on, you
resources
can't
when we have a
compete, bro.
building?
You can't compete,
How
bro.
how
But
how how don't we have anything when we have a building that we're doing stuff out of? How didn't we do anything?
oh,
How?
Jew money, the
Where's
sister
your
say I'm
newspaper at?
sleep, but we out here, we got our
Where's
own,
the US
we got our own
where's
resources out here. We got our own, we have our own
the
government,
resources?
bro.
Name the resources.
Y'all,
Name the
you still
resources you have.
fighting the system
No,
because you
name
don't
the
really have
resources.
no
Name the
understanding. You really don't have no understanding and you mad. You really mad,
resources.
bro.
You claim you have resources. Name the resources you have. What's the resources?
Okay,
Name the
number
resources.
one, we have our own, okay, we have our own established nation state. We
No,
have
that's
our
not a
own
resource.
government.
That's not a resource.
Your
That's not a
government is
resource.
a
Name the
resource,
resources.
brother. Because guess what? If
Name the
you couldn't
resources
get
that you
Tracy
have.
Gale Bay out, you couldn't get Tracy Gale Bay out if
What do
you
you mean? I
wanted
have
to.
nothing to do with Tracy Gale Bay. I have nothing to do with Tracy Gale Bay.
Right,
What are you
because you
bringing her
don't
up
got
for?
no
Stick
love
to
in your
Cannon
heart.
Bay.
Right, you really don't got no
Stick to
love in your
Cannon Bay.
heart. You couldn't help
Stick to
her and you
Cannon
would
Bay.
act like you
No,
could, but you can't help
no,
her. You couldn't help her,
no,
bro.
no,
You couldn't help that
no,
woman.
no,
And you were
no,
making an
no.
excuse
That
on
has
why
nothing.
you,
She has nothing to do with
right? Yes,
us.
she do
She
because she
has
part of your
absolutely
nation.
nothing to do with
You
us.
talk,
No, she's not part of our nation.
yeah,
She's a traitor.
right,
She's a traitor,
right,
just like Cannon Bay is a traitor. Just
right.
like you're a traitor
Everybody,
for riding with Cannon
okay,
Bay.
okay. I'm a
Just like
trader.
you're a traitor for riding
Okay.
with Cannon Bay, and
How? You
just
have
like
no
you're a traitor.
understanding. You're like a
Hold
child.
on, hold
That's
on,
like
hold
a
on.
child
No, no,
telling
no, no,
the
no, no,
adult something,
no.
bro. We not listening to
Where were
you.
you in 2008? Where were you in 2008?
What
What were
you
you doing in
mean?
2008?
You don't know me.
What were you doing in
I was
2008?
doing the
What were you
work. I
doing in
was doing the
2008?
work in Atlanta, Georgia.
What were you doing?
I was
What were
doing
you
the
doing?
work
What were
in
you doing?
Atlanta, Georgia. I've been doing this,
Were
bro.
you
I've been
doing?
court and getting
What
people
were you doing?
off. I've been going to
What were you
court.
doing in
I've
2008?
been going to court.
What
You
were
ain't
you
never been
doing?
to court. You
All
ain't
right,
never been to court
okay,
and
show me
got
the
nobody
papers.
off,
Show me
bro.
the papers. Show me the papers.
Okay,
Show me the
bro.
papers.
Man, I'm not
You should have
keep,
a
bro.
file
That was
folder.
10 years
You
ago,
should have a
bro.
file
I
folder with
don't,
the papers.
bro. I don't
You
gotta
should have a
keep the
file folder with the
paperwork.
papers. You've
They
been to court,
know.
right?
I don't do it for points, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not here to. I
All right.
know folks in Atlanta,
So why
Georgia
you on
know
here
me,
then?
bro.
If you don't do it for points, why you
I'm
on here?
known in my
If you don't do it for points, why you?
area. I'm not from Canada. I don't know. You ain't been to the
I'm not
States.
from
I ain't
Canada. I'm
never
not
seen
from
you in the
Canada either.
States. Bro, it's safe as hell
I'm
in
not from
Canada.
Canada either.
Y'all tripping. Anyway, let's get back to the law, bro. How is nationality
No, you're
conferred?
not talking law. You're not talking law. You're not talking law. What do you
We
mean get
never
back to the
got
law? You're
there.
not talking
We
law.
never got there. So since you got the
You're telling me
computer
about
right
you're
there,
telling
would
me
you
about
pull
some
up? Would you pull up
telling
the
me
nationality law? Let's up. You got a
you're
laptop
telling you're,
right there, bro.
you're
You
telling
got a
me
laptop.
you're telling me about international
You got
covenant
a
on civil and
laptop, bro.
political rights.
Are you gonna pull
We have
up?
it up right here. We have it up
Okay.
right here.
So you typed in the master nationality law? Could you type that in?
International
Okay, we can.
covenant of civil and political rights. You said pull
Okay.
that up. Now you're
Okay.
jumping to another thing.
We can do that. Nah,
Stay on
calm
point,
down,
bro. You're
bro.
all over the
Calm down.
goddamn place.
Calm down. Calm down. It don't
You're
matter
all
which one
over the
you pull
place.
up because I'm gonna prove my point with either one of them. So okay, so
Prove
you
what
pull.
point? What point you gonna prove? What
Okay,
section?
that
Name the
that this.
section. Where you going?
Okay, listen. I'm finna break it down. So when we talk about the
No,
civil
don't
right,
break nothing. You're not breaking nothing down to
bro,
me. You
you
told me pull
slow,
this up.
bro. You
Why are
ain't
we
trying to,
pulling this up?
bro. You get.
Why are we pulling this up? Why are we pulling this up?
I'm
You said
pulling it
pull it
up,
up. It's pulled up.
bro.
So what are we
Bro, you
pulling up
not
for?
trying to, bro. Is we gonna really Like they
Because you're
trying.
Cannon Bay. I don't fuck with Cannon Bay. I don't fuck with USAR. I don't fuck with
I
you
know
people.
you don't, but bro, you ain't did shit in 10
But
years. You
nothing.
need
But
to
nothing.
start fucking with somebody.
You're on my
Bro,
you're on my
I got into
platform
this
now.
movement at 17. I'm 35. I watched you all these years, bro. You
You didn't
ain't
watch
doing
Jack.
shit,
Stop the
bro.
BS. Stop the
You got
BS. What you
28
watching?
people. You got 28 people,
But you're
bro.
on here. But you're on here. But
Yeah,
you're on
because we
here.
trying
But
to
you're
reach
on
your
here.
dumb ass. We trying to save you. You don't love
Please stop the dumb stuff.
nobody, bro. You don't got no love for
No, I
nobody.
don't. I don't love
You
traders. I don't
right,
love
because you don't
traders.
know how to. You don't know
I don't love
how.
traders. That's the problem. I don't love traders. I don't love traders. F all you traders. F you, F Cannon Bay, F Shannon Tracy Gale Bay, F House of Ram, F all these traders. We don't ride with traders. We don't give traders any energy. We don't give traders any time. We behead traders. We put traders on the wall and let firing squad deal with traders. We put traders on the gallows. We don't play games with traders and give traders opportunities to talk. You've been watching me for years, but you're asking where have I been? I've been all over the damn country lecturing this information. All over the country. On this side of the border and on that side of the border, I've been all over the place spreading this info. And what's happening? The people are still following after these traders. USAR is the same people who were telling people $3,500 for a package out here. USAR is the same people who had the elder locked in the room because he found out that they're a fraud, and he's telling them, well, you people are a fraud, and they locked him in the room, threatening the elder. Threatening the elder, confiscating his phone, talking about their law enforcement, and they're the judge, and they're finding him guilty right now. You think you're getting an opportunity to be on here? Go on your own thing and talk BS. Go on your own platform with your BS. Telling me about some Cannon Bay. He's pushing civil rights on you, and then you're going with it? Telling me about some international covenant of civil rights and political rights? Get the F out of here. The hell you people talking about? Civil rights and civil liberties are terms that are often used synonymously, interchangeably, but the terms are actually very distinct. Civil rights and civil liberties are terms that are often used synonymously, interchangeably. But the terms are actually very distinct. Forget international covenants of some BS. How about you look up the meaning of words? Instead of listening to these international people who they don't even give a shit about our people. They don't care about our people. Well, you coming on here talking about, well, you only got 30 people on here. So why are you on here then? If we only got 30 people and we're shit and we're not doing stuff right, and you've been watching us for so long and I haven't done anything out here, why are you even on here? What are you on here for? To say what? Oh, well, we're gonna wake up the 20 people that you got. What's waking up 20 people gonna do? If us having them on here is nothing, then what the hell? What the hell? What are you on here for? Bringing up Tracy Gale Bay as if we fuck with her. Fuck Tracy Gale Bay. They should have threw her under the jail. That's not my sister. She's a traitor. Those are the same people who went to Great Seal, downloaded the paperwork from there, changed the heading at the top of the paperwork, called it theirs, and started telling people, come to us to get your paperwork, Moorish Consulate, because we have the right paperwork over here, because Taj is on our website, and Taj doesn't have nothing to do with RV Bay Publications and Great Seal over there anymore. Come over here so we could do your paperwork, because RV Bay is shut down and their website's not working, so you need to come to us because they're shut down. That's traitorous. That's traitorous. No, you keep talking about Sharon Tracy Gale is my sister. She's not my sister. As soon as she went against the mothers, she lost her sister privileges. She's a traitor. If you're talking against Annie Edel and Rosmariah Bay, you're a traitor if you're talking against them. Because they've been around before any of you just made up your nation state yesterday, people. And they've been putting in this work way before you people. And now you're talking like you're somebody. People are traitors. You have no honor. Zero honor. That's like more telling me, oh yeah, well, you know, how about, could you do my paperwork? Could you seal my paperwork? Well, is your dues up to date? Well, no. Are you a member of our temple? No. So what do you mean, do your paperwork? What are you talking about? You haven't even showed any allegiance to us. You haven't showed any honor. What are you sealing your paperwork for? For what? Go to the traders and pay $3,500 if you want your stuff sealed and not show any allegiance. Go to the traders and pay 10 grand for your paperwork to get sealed and for your identification if you don't want to show allegiance. Right? And it's Taurus season. All you people are getting is horns right now. You have a whole month of horns that you're getting. A whole month of headbutting to your face is what you're getting right now. Day 2, you just started. Just started. People calling themselves Noble Drew Ali and talking about they're not traitors. You're a traitor if you're calling yourself Noble Drew Ali. You're a traitor if you're pulling up your page that you created. You don't put your name on there. You don't put Noble Drew Ali's name on there. And then you're going to spell Ali wrong and talk about you're honorable. People aren't honorable. Bunch of traitors. All you traitors. The hell out of here. Cannon Bay filing civil rights lawsuit and you're justifying it. When Drew Ali said that we're the 14th and 15th Amendments not necessary for redemption of our people, and you're calling yourself Noble Drew Ali, and you're justifying some civil rights stuff. Only horns you people are getting. Right through your neck. Play around. All you traitors out there. Say something to Cujo this month. See what happens. Don't worry. And we have something for Rami too, with his BS. We have something for him too. Have no solutions. Ain't nobody send no finance to us. Zero. We don't even ask for finance. We don't even put our stuff out there for people to donate to us. We don't put that out there. That's for members to make their dues. And if anybody else is putting any finance in here, it's because they bought something. They went to khalifamedia.com, they bought my books or something like that, so they sent finance. That's not us. That's not us begging for finance. We have stuff that we're supplying that people want, so they go buy it. We have music that people want to listen to because they're tired of listening to all this BS that they've been listening to that has nothing to do with their nationality and birthrights. That's why people go get Iron Sheik albums and Rock LL albums and all that. What do you think they get that for? To show some support to the Moorish, whatever? No, because they're tired of listening to all this BS that they're forced to listen to. USAR is Urban Search and Rescue. That has to do with fire trucks. It has nothing to do with governments or nothing like that. That has to do with fire trucks and all that. It has nothing to do with government. USAR is fire truck stuff. That's what that is. And anybody who's riding with USAR, gov.us is a traitor. They're a traitor to Noble Drew Ali, because Noble Drew Ali, who's the president, that's who the president is. Ain't no president other than Noble Drew Ali. He said so in his own literature that he's the president. So how's somebody else going to pop up and say that they're the president when Noble Drew Ali was the last president and nobody said that they're president after him? Civil rights concern the basic right to be free from unequal treatment based on certain protected characteristics, race, gender, disability, etc., in settings such as employment, education, housing, and access to public facilities. Oh, so civil rights have nothing to do with government, huh? Civil rights have absolutely nothing to do with government. Civil rights have to do with the basic right to be free in settings such as employment, education, housing, and access to public facilities. A civil rights violation occurs in designated situations where an individual is discriminated against on the basis of a protected characteristic. Oh, so civil rights don't even have nothing to do with rights. Civil rights have to do with characteristics. Civil rights have absolutely nothing to do with rights, even though rights is in there. Civil rights has to do with protected characteristics being discriminated against. And that's what the USAR is going for. That's what you're riding with. You're riding with some characteristics. You're riding with characteristics. Most civil rights are established through the federal government via federal legislation or case law. So if civil rights are established through the federal government, which is via federal legislation, that means it's not the federal government that establishes civil rights. It's federal legislation that does that. Now, why would you ride with the legislature? There's three forms of government: the judicial, legislative. So if the legislature are the ones who are creating civil rights, why are you riding with the legislature? Why are you riding with them? Noble Ali didn't talk about civil rights. He talked about liberties. Let's see what liberties. Let's see what civil liberties are. Civil liberties concern basic rights and freedoms that are guaranteed, either explicitly identified in the Bill of Rights and the Constitution, or interpreted or inferred through the years by legislatures or the courts. Civil liberties concern basic rights and freedoms that are guaranteed, which means they're not privileges like civil rights. These are guaranteed fundamental rights that what? People are born with. People are born with those rights called civil liberties. Which is why Noble Drew Ali, the mastermind, told these people, why are you Moorish American? Because you're descendants of Moroccans born in America. Not descendants of Negroes. You're not descendants of color. You're not descendants of Anunnaki. You're not descendants of the ancient Kushite empire of the whatever. You're not descendants of USAR. You're not descendants of Moorish Consular Court. You're not descendants of Great Seal National Association of Moorish Affairs. You're not descendants of Moorish Science Temple. You're not descendants of Moorish Holy Temple of Science. You're descendants of Moroccans born in America. That's why you're Moorish American. And anybody who's a foreigner doesn't have jurisdiction over the indigenous people. Doesn't matter what ID they have, whether it's a USAR ID, Moorish Science Temple ID, Great Seal ID, MATD. It's irrelevant. All that stuff is irrelevant. As soon as they see somebody who looks like a Moor, they don't have jurisdiction. It's that simple. Now, if you show them a card and you think, oh, because the card that we gave is why they didn't respect. No, it's not because of that. It's because they already know Moors have civil liberties, which are born in and unalienable rights that no one can violate. And the only reason they violate them is because the people choose to be something that they're not. Civil liberties include the right to free speech, which they violate, the right to privacy, which they violate, the right to remain silent in police interrogation, which they violate, because they want to make sure that they twist your arm so you can say ow, which means you're not remaining silent. The right to be free from unreasonable searches of your home, which they violate, which is why they went to Jamal's and Juju's house and kicked the door in without a warrant. The right to a fair court trial, which they violate, because every Moor knows as soon as you go to court, one, there's no jury of your peers, and two, just because you're in there saying that you're a Moor, they're going to adjourn this thing 50 times. The right to marry, which marry means contract. They're going to let you do that, though. They ain't violating that one. The right to vote, which if you're voting for a corporation, it's not really a right to vote. And they let you do that one. So the only reason that could violate all these civil liberties is Moors to these so-called courts, and they're filing civil rights suits. Whether they're Moors who have El or Bay or whatever, or whether they're Moors who are Prince Hall Masons under the guise of lawyers and attorneys filing suits for these people talking about civil rights. That's why civil rights is alive and well and will never die, because the Negroes sanction it. The Moorish Negroes sanction it, and the other Negroes sanction it. The unconscious Moors sanction, it doesn't matter what we call ourselves, these people just came out last week. These people just came out last week and said Black Lives Matter stole all these people's finance and bought mansions. And people are still waving Black Lives Matter signs today. Somebody just got killed yesterday. A girl just got murdered yesterday. And these people are marching in Ohio with Black Lives Matter signs. Who's the idiot? Who's the dummy? Who's the incompetent one? Who's the one who's going to keep getting their rights violated? And then Moors, who are supposed to know better and teach different, they're not going with that. They're going to try to convince these people to go file civil rights suits. And they're going to try to convince people that they are the real government. They are the government because they're called United States of America Republic, which republic is a Roman venue. And then Canaan is a Roman venue. And you don't realize that these people are playing you? You're still playing this game? Trying to justify your traitorous activity? And when Moors call them out on being traitors, when Moors point over there and say, those guys over there are the traitors, here come the fetuses talking about, that's your brother. Don't talk about your brother like that. No, they're not my brother. They're traitors. We know that they're traitors. We know that they're traitors. You don't have to assume that they're traitors or guess if they're traitors. We already know these people are traitors. Why? How? Because we know all of them. Anybody out there right now telling you anything about status correction, telling you anything about Moors, telling you anything about rights, telling you anything about come over here, get your nationality card, get your paperwork sealed and all that stuff. Anybody telling you anything like that, they either got it from going on to RV Bay Publications, they got it from studying under Taj Tariq Bey, or they got it from studying under Ali Mel Bey. Because those were the only Moors who were active from the late 80s until people started waking up to this information. Those are the only Moors who were active, who were doing something with this information. Anybody who's coming up now telling you anything about Moors, ask them where they were in 2008. Ask them what were they doing in 2005. If they weren't doing anything Moorish, don't listen to them. We know for a fact Journal of the Moorish Paradigm has been going on since the 90s. We know for a fact Great Seal National Association of Moorish Affairs has been going on since the 50s. We know for a fact Moors Order of the Round Table has been going on since the 80s. We know for a fact of this. We know for a fact Moorish Science Temple of America has been going on since the early 1900s. So who are these new people that's trying to convince you that you're Moors and selling you packages for $3,000 and $15,000 and $20,000 for some papers? I sat with the elder. I sat with the elder who got played for $5,000 for paperwork because somebody in USAR was selling them paperwork. I sat with the elder in the park for 2 hours, going through all the paperwork with him, showing him all the errors that they made in the paperwork, lowercase names and all that stuff. Why are they calling themselves USAR when USAR has nothing to do with Moors? United States of America has nothing to do with Moors. That's European creation. That has nothing to do with us. Yep, Juali told these Moors, your own, wearing turban and fezzes, is going to put you right back into slavery. Juali told you that. Moors are selling you out. Not Negro, black, color people. Moors are selling you out. Because all those Prince Hall people, Boule people selling you out, they know that we're Moors. And all these dirty Moors telling you $1,500 for a package and this is a religious movement, you better go get a license from the state and don't reserve your rights and all that stuff, that's sovereign citizen and all that. All those people are traitors. The same ones Noble Drew Ali warned you about that's going to put you right back into slavery. Putting you right back into slavery. The land under our feet is Morocco. I don't know what you're talking about, United States of America. The land, right? Yeah, let's do you a favor. Let's do you a favor. Conflict of nationality law. Convention on certain questions relating to the conflict of nationality. President of German Reich, President of Austrian Republic, King of the Belgians, King of Great Britain, Ireland, British Dominions, Emperor of India, President of Republic of Chile, President of National Government Republic of China, President of Colombia, President of the Republic of Cuba, King of Denmark, Iceland, President of Polish Republic for the Free City of Danzig, Majesty of the King of Egypt, King of Spain, Government of Estonian Republic, President of the French Republic, President of the Hellenic Republic, Serene Highness of the Kingdom of Hungary, Majesty King of Denmark, Iceland, Majesty King of Italy, Majesty Emperor of Japan, President of Latvian Republic, Royal Highness Grand Duchess of Luxembourg, President of the United States of Mexico, Her Majesty the Queen of the Netherlands, President of the Republic of Peru, President of the Polish Republic, President of the Portuguese Republic, President of the Republic of Salvador, the Majesty King of Sweden, the Swiss Federal Council, Czechoslovakia Republic, President of Uruguay, President of Yugoslavia. Considering the importance to settle by international agreement questions relating to the conflict of nationality laws, being convinced that it is in the general interest of the international community to secure that all its members should recognize that every person should have a nationality and should have one nationality only. Recognizing accordingly that the ideal towards which the efforts of humanity should be directed in this domain is the abolition of all cases both of statelessness and of double nationality, being of the opinion that under the economic and social conditions which present exists in various countries, it is not possible to reach immediately a uniform solution of all the above mentioned problems. Being desirous, nevertheless, as a first step toward this great achievement of settling in a first attempt at progressive codification these questions relating to the conflict of nationality laws on which it is possible at the present time to reach an international agreement. Now, if this is from April 13th, 1930, and Noble Drew Ali told these people in the 1913 to 1929, before they assassinated him, the exact same thing that these international people are saying, what does that tell you? If they came in 1930 saying the same thing that Noble Drew Ali was saying from 1930 to 1929, what does that tell you? What's that tell you about these international people? If they came out of their mouth in 1930 after Noble Drew Ali was assassinated, and they're saying the same thing Noble Drew Ali was saying between 1913 and 1929 when he got assassinated, and then they're coming up in 1930 and saying the same thing that Noble Drew Ali was just talking about, what's that tell you? That tell you that you need some USAR? That tells you that you need some Great Seal National Association? That tells you that you need some fiction? It tells you that everybody knows that nationality is the order of the day. It tells you that Noble Drew Ali was right and exact in his position and that he should be honored and respected in 100% capacity by anybody who claims Negro, black, colored, Moor, or anything else. Oh, but they didn't do that. They didn't honor him, right? Even though these international community, all these people honored him, right? All these people honored Noble Drew Ali by coming together as an international people, right? And saying, we can't, everybody needs to have a nationality, one nationality. You can't have dual. You can't be claiming that you're stateless, which is Negro, black, colored, is stateless. This Noble Drew Ali was telling these people in the 1920s, you're not Negro, black, colored. Noble Drew Ali is the first individual to have a convention on certain questions relating to the conflict of nationality law. Why don't they just listen to him? Why are they claiming to be Noble Drew Ali and sending you to read international documents from the League of Nations in 1930 when Noble Drew Ali was telling you before them the same stuff that they're telling you after him? Sounds like traitors to me. Sounds like traitors to me. If you ask me, sounds like some people are traitors. Oh yeah, and go get the book, Nationality Order of the Day by Cujo L on khalifamedia.com. If you think I never did anything, and if you think we haven't been putting this information out, where's Canon Bay's books at? He's a president. Where's his book at? You didn't have an autobiography out or something like that? You're president. All these other presidents out here got autobiography and stuff. You don't know no biopic for Canon Bay? Let us know about all the fraudulent stuff that he was doing, rent to own stuff, credit card fraud and all that stuff, all his dirt. All these people violated Noble Drew Ali, calling themselves him, putting some international community stuff before him, bringing up all this BS, has nothing to do with our people, right? International Convention on Civil and Political Rights and all this BS, right? Let's go to the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, adopted and open for signature, ratification, and accession by the General Assembly, Resolution 2200A, 16th December 1966. They're going to tell you go listen to some 1966 stuff instead of telling you go listen to Noble Drew Ali in the 1920s, who's saying the exact same thing that these people are saying right now. They don't want to honor the Prophet. And you don't want to honor the Prophet? No problem. Then you suffer. It's that simple. Now you got to deal with all these traitors because you didn't honor the Prophet. Now you got to deal with all these dirty Moors because you didn't honor the Prophet. Now you got to deal with all these diseases, hurricanes and volcanoes, earthquakes, right? Tornadoes tearing stuff up, tsunami tearing all the stuff up. Why are those things happening? Because you didn't listen to the Prophet. Because you thought it was a joke and unreal. But now the earth is eating your house, now you're complaining. Don't complain. Now all your water is contaminated with volcanic ash, now you're complaining. Don't complain. Take your vaccine, get on the boat. Because that's what you signed up for. Because you wanted to follow all these traitors all these years. And you're still following all these traitors today. Right? How's, go look it up. Right? You go look it up. How is Al Sharpton taking a private jet? How is Al Sharpton taking a private jet to go talk to the Negroes about black killings? And yes, the verdict's out and we won finally. We got one highwayman arrested and charged. And they're not going to use that as precedent to go charge all these other people before them who murdered people. All these people who shot up Sean Bell and all that stuff. Shouldn't they revisit all those cases and recharge these people? Since, you know what I mean, you got precedent now that highwayman should be charged. No, but they're not going to do that. Oh, they're going to legalize weed though, but they're not going to release everybody who got kidnapped for selling dime bags. You're not going to release them, but they're going to start a government-owned weed dispensary so they could sell weed. But then the guy who's doing 20 years because he had a dime bag, you're not going to release him. And then you say stuff is right because they charged one mercenary. People are dumb. People are dumb. People are dumb for listening to Canon Bay. People are dumb for not listening to Taj Tariq Bey when he's told them, don't follow me. And then he's taking pictures holding some Moorish American travel document, and then everybody's running to go get it as if Taj is endorsing. And then nobody's not going to pay attention to the same Matt D. Seller guy trying to coerce Taj Tariq Bey to get one On live, this happened. Live on House of Ram for Taj's solar return. Taj told him to his face, make sure you send me an autographed copy. I want one, but I want mine autographed by you. Why would he want one autographed by the person who made it? To use it? How's he gonna use an instrument with two different signatures on it? Are you dumb? How's he gonna use? Why would he ask for an autograph one if he's gonna be using it? But nobody seen that, right? Nobody paying attention to that because he was just on the platform talking. So that means he sanctions everything that all these people say on this platform. That's where your thinking is. You're an idiot. Because Taj Tariq Bey said don't follow him. Numerous times he said don't follow him. You're following him? Oh, because he's over there, you're going over there? All right, go over there then. Yeah, go over there. He's over there, go over there. He's over there, so make sure you go over there. People are dumb. That's our people. Oh no, he's not getting on this live, Isby. He already came on and we kicked him off because he's a clown. He works with the traders, trying to justify some international covenant of political rights, and then trying to justify some convention on certain questions relating to the conflict of nationality law. But that stuff comes from the 30s and 60s, which is after Noble Drew Ali. But then he's going to call himself Noble Drew Ali. So then why aren't you pushing Noble Drew Ali stuff? Why are you telling me about some League of Nations BS? Why? Because they're traitors. That's why. Hey, LeBron! LeBron! Let me get your shoes. Then LeBron taps the security. Let me get your marker right there. Then scribble, 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 autograph on the shoes, throw the shoes up into the crowd or whatever like that. Guy gets the shoes. You think he's wearing those? What's he wearing those for? Why is he wearing them? So you got some autograph shoes from Braun and then you're walking around in them? Are you dumb? You're dumb, aren't you? You must be dumb. You must be dumb. You listen to people calling themselves presidents? You're dumb. The only people you shouldn't be listening to are people calling themselves Grand Sheik, Grand Governor, and whatever like that. And even some of them you shouldn't be listening to. But you're going to listen to somebody call themselves president? Please. Please. Go expose me. Go expose Cannon Bay. Because he's a fraud. He's a swindler. Go expose him. Go expose me. I give myself enough exposure. You don't need to expose me. I expose myself. I expose myself. Talking crazy. Long people are talking about they're going to expose me. Where are they at? Where are all these exposers of Cujo at? As soon as they try something, they get shut down immediately. Because I have spies everywhere too. Let me know who all you traitors are talking crazy behind my back, and then you want to come smile in my face. Get the hell out of here. Think I don't see you clowns? Honors to all the Moors worldwide. We'll definitely be back. But we got to deal with Rami and his BS later. Honors to the